can't you break it all the way down? Hello, hello, lovely people. Welcome to my virtual couch. Happy Wednesday to you. So this is coming out on a Wednesday because I have another video coming out on Friday. In my last video, what did I do in my last video? I did a review of Unprisoned. So this is a series that I'm getting into. So I'm going to be reviewing it with you all. So in this video, I'm going to be reviewing season 1, episode 2. How to be a main B. Okay, so I think that in this episode, you're looking at things through Finn's eyes. Finn is Paige's son. Now, again, cheers to Kerry Washington. She will always be Olivia Pope in my head for, this show. We are going to, her name is Paige. Okay, so Paige. So cheers to you, Paige, aka Olivia Pope. Okay, I'm drinking a red blend. It's super yummy, but I have to hurry up and do this review. She opens up the episode with a live, and she's talking about attachment styles. And I keep saying I'm going to do a video on it, and I keep forgetting, but I'm going to do a video on it. She describes herself as anxious attachment, and she talks about how she gets very, very enmeshed and attached, right? As she's talking to her audience, the father comes and is like, what's this mumbo jumbo you're talking about? And she describes the father as avoidant attachment style. So the father's like, what are you talking about? And walks away. And she's like, see, he's running away. Okay. So in the next scene, Edwin, and my apologies, I cannot believe that I did not know who Delroy Lindo is. So he plays in a lot of classic Black films. So you know how sometimes some people, you know their faces, but you don't know their name. So my sincerest of apologies. In the next scene, he's meeting with Malcolm, who's actually his caseworker. And Malcolm is basically telling him, hey, you need to earn Paige's trust, because Edwin is complaining about how Paige has all these rules for him. Don't do this, don't do that, put things where back they belong. And Malcolm is like, look, you have to earn her trust. So Edwin is like, how old do you have to be to get a driver's license? And Malcolm is like, don't worry, you're already old enough, okay? And Edwin is like, I need to get a driver's license. Malcolm's like, no, you need to get a job first. That's the big priority, right? So, let me back up. When Paige is doing her live, she talks about how they're moving into their new home with the father and the son, right? So she's telling her audience about moving in with her father, okay? Now, they move into the new home and they are so excited. The home looks beautiful. The sister, remember this is her foster sister, is also a realtor. She wants Paige to just do some upgrades to the house. So there's this ugly wood panel wall in the living room, and the sister's like, you need to break that down. And Paige is like, no, I attach to things. I'm not breaking this wall down, right? Because I don't know what's underneath it. And this is where the clinician brain of me kind of comes in, because people that are usually anxious, they don't want to do things because what if I don't know the outcome? So Paige is like, well, what if there's no brick behind the wall? And this is just like, and we just go buy a new ugly wall. Like, what's the big deal, right? So Paige is like, no, I'm not doing it. I like this ugly wall. Just keep everything the way it is. So even though she's moved into a brand new home, she wants to keep things the way it is from the previous owner. Now there's a knock on the door, and Bill has sent in an unpacking company. So they're like, hi, we're from Unpack Attack or whatever it is. And Bill sent us, and Bill also brought you some flowers. So Paige is like smitten, and she's like, oh, isn't he great? And the sister's like, no, he could be greater, right? So the father immediately is like, okay, if you are moving, why didn't he come and help you move himself? So this is Paige's opportunity to throw jabs at her father. And I think she picked Bill because Bill is the opposite of her father, because she equates his job and his success with worth. That's something that she has not been used to, right? So she throws shade at the father and is like, well, because Bill has a job and that's a place where you go. And the dad's like, okay, whatever. But the dad is like, listen. Oh, and then Paige is like, oh, well, later we're going to dance class because we have to practice for the daughter's wedding. Then the sister's like, the daughter's wedding that you're not invited to? And the father's like, wait a minute, what? So the father is just ding, 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 things are just coming out. And she's like, yeah, because Bill doesn't want any drama, so it's fine. So the dad is like, Paige, you are the jump off. You are the side chick, okay? I think he said side B. And then, first of all, so then Paige, I need Paige to get a little bit color in her, because Paige is like, what's a jump off? So the son is like, please don't ask what that is. And so the son is basically just like, look, does Bill lie to you? And Paige is like, no, he tells me everything. And the father's like, because you are the side bitch. He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care how you feel. That's why he's honest with you. That's why he tells you everything. And so Finn is like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would he lie to the most important person, which would be his wife? And he's like, because he doesn't want to upset her. Because technically, which is true, he's spitting game. The main chick, you got a lot to lose. He's got his family to lose, everything. So of course you're gonna lie to the wife. This is what the father's schooling him, and you're gonna be honest with your main bitch. So then you're gonna be honest with your side chick. So Finn is like, I got it. And Paige like, no. Don't pick up any bad habits from dad. You know what? I have a third rule now. Mind your business. Now, keep in mind, Paige has 3 rules for the dad. Don't ask for money, keep a job, and now mind your business. I feel like there was another rule that I'm missing, but anyway, whatever. So anyway, Paige is just not getting it. Like, the dad is trying to school Paige. Paige is not getting it. She's clueless. And the dad is like, look, truth hurts, sister girl. All right. So the dad goes to Finn and is like, hey, let's go get some ice cream to bond. And the dad's like, do you have a driver's license? Finn is so Gen Z, because he's like, I have a permit, but I'm not into getting a driver's license. And the dad is like, wouldn't you want to go wherever you want to go? Like, however, like, instead of relying on your mom. And Finn is like, yeah, I'm not really into going anywhere. Typical Gen Z. He just wants to stay home, play his video games, right? So the dad is like, so the grandfather, Edwin, so he's like, I have a proposition for you. All right. So then apparently Nadine, remember, this is the mom that raised Paige when Edwin was away, but Paige doesn't get along with her, has kept this nice car. I don't know if it was like a Buick or it was a nice car. It definitely was a nice, newish looking car. Nadine has kept it for him for like all these years that she's been away, right? So Edwin takes Finn to go see Nadine because Nadine's got his car. And so Nadine goes up to Finn and is like, I'm your grandmother, right? And Finn is like, looking at her like, huh? And she's like, I thought so. No idea who she is, right? So they start messing around a little bit, and Finn is like, is this what you meant by going for ice cream? So Finn is clearly annoyed, So they're like, okay, whatever. So Finn is like, you expect me to drive this car? So basically, yes. Basically, Edwin bamboozled Finn into coming to drive his car. Now, I was cackling at the scene because keep in mind, Finn is not about driving. He just has his permit. And so Edwin is trying to show him how to drive, and they're going like 2 miles per hour. And I'm dying with laughter because they're in this white neighborhood and you can see every feature on the neighbors' faces, and they're looking at him like, and I love, they were playing Fresh and Clean, and I love that scene. And so, Edwin is trying to teach Finn how to be a little bit black. So Edwin tells Finn, when you're driving past his neighbor, you gotta nod, right? So Finn is like, And Edwin's like, no, you don't nod down. You got to nod up. So you got to nod like this, not like this, you know? So it was funny. So then Finn passes another neighbor and he's like, I was dying at that scene. It was hilarious. Anyway, so meanwhile, I will get it together. So meanwhile, Paige goes to see Bill. She's dressed in the sexy Paige has a nice, Kerry Washington has a nice body. That is one thing you cannot take away from her. She has a nice body. She goes to Bill's house. And here's what I said. I was like, Bill, you are bringing your side chick to your house? Are you crazy? Anyway, so they do, okay? And then they're like, okay, time to go to dance class. And then Paige sees all the family pictures in the house. So you could tell like she's getting a little like in her feelings, right? So then they go to this dance class, right? So meanwhile, Edwin takes Finn to go to this restaurant where he basically gets a job, right? He goes into the kitchen. He basically does a sample, meal for them and he gets the job. So he's excited. So meanwhile, back at dance class, they're all like, trying to dance. And the dance instructor asks them like, oh, so when are you all getting married? And he's like, Bill's like, oh, no, we're just dating, right? So there's a father-daughter dancing next to them. And the father, they're white. The father tells his daughter, oh, I hope he treats you well. You're my princess. So remember I said in the last episode, whenever Paige gets triggered, she transitions into her younger self. So she's like, why white girls feel like they deserve everything? Is that why they asked to speak with the manager? Right? Because she's clearly triggered, right? So she gets upset because she's like just dating. So she walks out of the dance class. And Bill's like, well, what's your problem? She's like, I know you don't want me to go to the wedding because you didn't want any drama, right? So keep in mind, that's what she told her sister and her dad why she's not going to the wedding. The father's like, oh no, so-and-so, meaning his wife, will never make a scene. I was going to tell her after the wedding. So Paige is like, wait a minute, your ex-wife doesn't know about me, or your ex-wife doesn't know about me? He's like, no, I was going to tell her after the wedding. And she's like, I'm not your main bitch. And she shouts it at the lobby and everybody's like looking at her like. And she asks him, wait, do you tell me the truth about everything? She's like, yeah, I tell you everything. And that's when she gets upset, right? So he's like, you know what? Let's not go home together. I'll take a lift. She's like, why? I'm okay driving you. He's like, no, let's talk tomorrow. So it's funny how the moment she questions him, he's done, right? Play your position, which she didn't know were her position. So now he's done, okay? So she's all in a tizzy because she's just like, talk tomorrow. She's like, the therapist in me is saying that you need some time. I'm like, the therapist in you is in denial. Get a clue! Get a clue! Anyway, so apparently she calls the sister. The sister comes over and she's just like, what does let's talk tomorrow mean? And the sister's like, meaning he's done and he doesn't want to talk. That's what he tries to do with you. Don't talk, right? And the sister's like, why can't you just have sex with him and move on? And she's like, I get attached. It doesn't work for me, right? Anyway, so the sister talks about the remodeling the house again. She's like, no, I get attached. So Edwin comes home. He's like, get dressed. We're going to celebrate. She's so like consumed with Bill saying, let's talk tomorrow. She's not even reveling in the fact that her father got a job, right? So the dad makes her call Bill. She goes, oh, he sent me straight to voicemail, but it's fine. I just leave a message. And I'm just like, girl. So she leaves this long, awkward message. Bill, I think we should start talking about what kind of man I need from you. And I know you may not understand it. And the dad is sitting there like, yeah, that's right, baby girl. You tell him, baby girl. Go ahead, baby girl. Like egging her on. So then she hangs up. He sends her a text. She's like, oh, he sent the text. Thank God. And then she looks at the text like, he said that this isn't working out. And the dad's like, it isn't working out, Paige. Get dressed. Let's go. So they go to this restaurant. They're eating all these she's eating all these breadsticks because apparently the restaurant has a never-ending breadstick bowl, right? So she keeps asking for breadsticks. You can tell the waiter is annoyed. She keeps talking about Bill. Finn is annoyed. The dad is annoyed. The dad's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Finn is like, I'm going to go to the bathroom too. So the waiter comes over. She's like, yeah, can I have more breadsticks, please? And he's like, this is like your fifth basket or something that they said. And she's like, yeah, because it's never ending breadsticks, right? He's like, look, that's just something that we say, but it's really a 3-basket minimum. So she morphs into her younger self because she's triggered. And she's like, what are you talking about? Broken promises. And this is why her younger self is basically going off. And do I need to speak with the manager? Anyway, so meanwhile, back in the bathroom, they decide, what is up with men and using stalls next to each other? Can someone tell me? Like, it was so awkward for them. So the dad's like, you go ahead, I'll just wait. So at the restaurant, he sees the manager because they went into the restaurant where he's got the job, right? He sees the manager. He's like, hey, I told you I'll be back to celebrate. And the manager's like, hey, I meant to tell you, I was going to call you, but apparently we have a policy where we can't hire felons. I'm so sorry. Good luck, right? Oh, totally crushing. So Finn overhears the conversation. And the dad's like, give me a minute, I'll be right back, right? So, but the dad does not know, Edwin does not know that Finn has overheard the conversation. So he goes into the bathroom and you could tell he's just really trying to process it, right? Here he's got this big job, they were celebrating, and now he gets this crushing news. Comes back to the table. Oh, the manager tells him we're going to cover the bill. Okay, so he comes back to the table. The Edwin tells Paige, hey, I'll cover the bill. It's the least you could do. You're letting me live with you. And Paige is like, Dad, I'm so proud of you. You getting this job. And you could see Finn is looking like, dang, like, that sucks. They just told him he's not getting this job. And here my mom go talking about she's proud of him. So at that point, how can he really tell her, hey, I don't have the job? So he's still going along with it. He's like, yeah, thank you, baby girl. I'm trying to do different, et cetera, et cetera. Because you could see there's a shift in their relationship because this is like the first time that he probably has gotten a job and meant what he said. So he's not about to break Paige's heart right now. So they have a vulnerable moment and the dad is like, Paige, look at me. You are a main bitch. You are a main bitch, right? And Finn is sitting there like, man, like looking at their breakthrough, right? So they go home or whatever, and you can tell the dad is just really going through it. And then Finn passes the dad and Edwin, I should say Edwin. So Edwin's like, hey, Finn, do you mind dropping me off at work tomorrow? And Finn is like, you want me to give you a ride to work? And the dad's like, yeah, if it's not too much. So you could tell Finn is like, dude, you don't have a job. But I wish Finn would have been like that, like, Grandpa, it's okay, I heard. But he wants to keep his dignity. So he goes, sure. So then Finn gives him the nod. I think that's going to be their thing. The dad gives him a nod. Meanwhile, Paige is in the living room and she's looking at the wall and she's got a hammer in her hand and she's like, I am a main bitch. I am a main bitch. And she starts wailing at the wall. And I'm like, go, you break that wall, Paige. You break it all the way down. Go. She breaks it down and voila, behind the wall is a brick wall, right? So that's the end of the episode. Karen Washington she acts with her mouth. If you know her acting, you'll know what I'm talking about. She does this thing with her mouth and her lip, and it's like, I don't even know how to imitate it, but she's like, I am a mean bitch. I don't know. She acts with her mouth. Do you know what I'm talking about? She does this thing with her mouth. Sometimes I think it's cute and sexy. Sometimes it annoys the crap out of me. I don't know. But anyway, so that's the end of the episode. I'm really curious to see how the dad is going to maintain this facade of a job. Will Finn tell the dad that I know that you don't have a job? What's gonna happen with the aftermath of Bill and Paige? What else? Nadine, the mom, seems like she is a ride or die. She kept the whole car for him. I'm curious to know more about her too. So, all right, so please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching the review, and I'll see y'all later.